internet throughput issue. As I said, thanks to Elastic's idea community for the invitation and give us the opportunity to exchange our experience. As Ismail said, today we're going to talk about, or it will be just introduction to Elastic Security Solution. So in our agenda today, it's a quick overview about the speaker. Next, we're going to talk about Elastic overview, Elastic Stack, the different components, and how the stack communicates with each other, or the component, how it communicates. Next, we're gonna dive into Elastic Security. We're gonna see Elastic SIEM, and after that, we're gonna see Elastic Endpoint Security. After that, we have a demo. And last but not least, we will have a Q&A session. Who am I? Mohamed Lamin Saidani, or Mohamed El Amin Saidani. I'm from Algeria. I'm a solution architect at Octodet. At Octodet, we are verified partner of Elastic, and also we are verified partner of Corelight. Corelight is the company behind IDS Zig, aka Bro. We are helping our customers to build their SOC, including SIEM, ADR, network monitoring, and so on. Also, I'm certified, or Elastic certified since July 2019. Also, we have more than 5 Elastic certified engineers in our company, or at Octodet. Okay, so a quick overview about the stack. So the stack, it's contain or have 3 main layers. The first one contains a bit and a logstash. Bit, it's a lightweight agent, facilitate collecting and aggregating, also enriching the data and storing into Elasticsearch. We have different bits. Winlog bit, we have Winlog bit, file bit, a metric bit. We're gonna talk later about it, but it's like for Windows, for example, we can use for Windows event, we can use, for example, Winlog bit. For Linux machines, for network, we can use, for example, the packet bit and so on. Logstash, it's a ETL tool. It's extract, transform, and load tool. It gives us permission also to read the logs or the data from different resources, databases or APIs or network devices and so on. Do some modification or transformation in the filter, add the field, change the type, whatever, and after that we can send it to Elasticsearch or send it to other pipeline or whatever. In the middle, or the second layer, it's Elasticsearch is like a distributed search and analytics engine. It's like the heart of the stack. And in the top, we have Kibana. Kibana, it's like a user interface of the stack. It's enabling us to interactively explore, visualize, and share insights into our data, and also give us permission to manage and monitor the stack. And also, I want to just add something about Elasticsearch. It's provide us a new real-time search and analytics for all type of data, whether it's structured or unstructured text, numerical data, geospatial data, and so on. So it's distributed nature. Elastic enable us deployment to grow seamlessly right along with it. And we can use the stack for different use cases. That's the main, it's like we can use it for research, observability, and security. Today, we're gonna focus on the security side. Also, we can deploy it and manage it by ourselves, or we can use Elastic Cloud. Also, for the orchestration, we have Elastic Cloud Enterprise and Kubernetes. So that's like a quick overview about the stack. Next, we're gonna see here, or we're gonna talk how the components work together. So the first layer contains the bits. As I said, we can install it in the Windows machines or Linux machines or whatever. It's depend to the use case and depend to what you need to collect and the chip. So as I mentioned before, we can use Firebits to collect logs from Linux or Windows machines. We can use Winlogbit also to collect Sysman or Windows event. A Packetbit to collect network data. We can send it directly to Elasticsearch, or we can send it first to Logstash and do some manipulation to our data. And after that, we send it to Elasticsearch and it's ready. Just want to mention here, Logstash supports a lot of input, like it can read from a bit or from a source, from network device, or another example. Also, it supports many outputs. It can send the data to directly to a Logstash, or you can send it to Kafka or another Logstash pipeline, and after that you will send it to Elasticsearch. And next, why Elastic Stack? It's making a lot of noise and a lot of success these days, or why users who care about security choose Elastic. So the first point, the speed of Elasticsearch make the security practitioner more efficient and more effective, ultimately empowering them to detect, respond to threats before the damage can be done. It's also allow us to monitor the environment with interactive dashboards, handle the threats with rapid queries and so on. Next one, it will be scalability. Scale or a large analytics team can explore massive volume of machine data in ad hoc manner. So just to if you are in the security field or in the big data field, if you are using another technologies, it's just you can ask yourself these two simple questions. How often did you have to discard the data due to technical consideration or license limits? And how long could you hold on to your data? Maybe 7 days, 15 days, or 30 days? How long? For Elastic, you can collect widely, keep your data longer, and search it faster. Okay, and also.
많이 캐리어를 못하긴.
Someone is not muted. Can you, Ismail, check?
أحد الأخوان في عنده أي سؤال؟ يمكن بالغلط محمد، كمل.
Yeah. For also another interesting point is relevance and analytical power. Elastic automatically surface anomalies with the machine learning and automate the detection of known threats with a correlation, while its powerful search and visualize capability enable threats monitoring and investigation. With the ability to ingest, enrich, search, and analyze massive volume of data, the Elastic Stack provide unique value in identifying security threats and reducing incident response time. Eliminate a potential blind spot by covering all data without limitation on the size, source format, or artificial ingestion rate caps. So as you know, or as you may or may not know, guys, the blind spots is like a very sensitive part in the security. No, as we can see, or as the security guys said, no vision, no detection. If you don't have vision about all your stack or your environment and network and the host machines or whatever, you miss something. So the blind spots we will eliminate it with the Elastic Stack capability. Identifying threats more quickly by allowing analytics to interrogate data at the speed of the throw, a quick pivoting through data to answer a critical question immediately. And also reduce dwell time by alerting on potential threats earlier in the kill chain using relationship analytics and machine learning. And now let's jump to Elastic Security. So today we have two solutions that have just started to come together to enable better protection, detection, and response to threats. Elastic Point and Elastic SIEM together, they compromise the Elastic security. So we have two different main parts. We have Elastic SIEM and we have Elastic Endpoint Security. Actually, this last one, I mean, Elastic Endpoint Security, it was Endgame. They joined the stack last year and they become Elastic Endpoint Security. So prevention starts with Elastic Endpoint. Start with Elastic Endpoint Security by blocking attacks at the endpoint. Detection starts at the endpoint and gains enterprise context with the Elastic SIEM, and the response tight integration between Elastic SIEM and Elastic Endpoint Security speed remediation. Let's jump now to Elastic SIEM. Maybe you already know what SIEM means. It's security information and event management. If you don't know this tool or this technology, it's like a place where we collect and achieve or collect data from different sources, from a host and the network, and do some filtering and send it and save it in one place, and make the data searchable and executable, and trying to hand any malware or any threats in our data. That's like a quick introduction or definition of the SIEM. Elastic SIEM starts with the capabilities of Elastic Stack that you already know, or as I showed before. Add our next set of integration for security data source. We saw before only bits and logstash, but we have also Elastic Endpoint. It's also joined the chip layer or the layer from where we collecting our data or what we use to collect our data. Logstash also have modules to power ingest and the parsing. It's have modules ready to use directly to ingest and parse the data. We're gonna talk also about the ECS, or Elastic ECS for short, Elastic Command Schema, to build our data model. Open a new Elastic SIEM app in Kibana to bring it all together. So the SIEM, it's like application inside Kibana. You don't need any extra work. You don't need to deploy it independently, or you don't need any extra work. Just install Kibana and you will find it directly inside the Kibana. Yeah, enrich the app with the security also. I mean, enrich the SIEM app with the security content from Elastic and from also the Elastic community. And yeah, let's jump and see the ECS or Elastic Command Schema. You need you need to be able to uniformly examine your security data, no matter its format. That's why we have ECS, which define a common set. That's like explanation of ECS. It's defining a common set of document fields for data ingested into Elasticsearch. It's an open source spec, and we are adopting it across Elastic Stack, including Elastic SIEM. So the bits already using ECS to be able also to use the SIEM or out of the box dashboard. You need to use this schema to be able to use the SIEM or other applications or other things like dashboards. ECS supports uniform data modeling, enabling you to centralize analyzing data of all kinds with both automated and interactive technique. So let me just show you an example and clarify the idea. So imagine, guys, we have different network devices in our company or in our infrastructure, and these different devices come from different providers, and the same information, like here the source IP address, which is 10.42, it have different field name, like as we can see, SRC or source, client IP. So here, guys, if you want, for example, to run a query or to build a dashboard or to do what you want to do, you need to do for each field independently, which I think doesn't. It's make it like painful and will not return better results. So for that, Elastic innovates this common schema, and they using like one schema. So the source IP, it will be like source.ip, the MAC, so it will be source.mac, and so on. Jumping to different type or kind of data. So as we said before, we need the host data and the network data. For the host, we can use, for example, WinLogbit to collect Windows events, logs, and the sysman. You need just to install WinLogbit inside your endpoint or inside the host, and configuring the output of WinLogbit to send or to the ship to ship the data directly to Elasticsearch. You can also use FileBit to send system logs. Just give the right path of the logs inside FileBit. For AuditBit, also give us permission to collect system logs and like here Linux or macOS or Windows or whatever. For the network, so we began with the basic collection of security information and events. Elastic already ingests data from 100 of source. And to support Elastic SIEM, we are adopting a curated integration with the security relevant data source. So for network, we are using, as it's shown in the slide, we are using PacketBit to collect DNS, TLS, HTTP, and other network protocols data to ship directly to Elasticsearch. And also we have FileBit. If you maybe notice, we are using FileBit a lot in the host data and also in the network data. And the power of FileBit, it contains many modules ready to use. As it mentioned here, we can enable just the modules inside FileBit, like Zeek modules or Suricata modules, NetFlow, Ceph. It's just enable it from FileBit and do some modification from where you're gonna read it, and you will be able to ship the logs generated by Zeek or by Suricata or whatever directly to Elasticsearch, and also this modules is covering the Elastic Common Schema by default, so you don't need any extra work. Next, beyond our created integration, Elastic can ingest almost anything from almost anywhere. Docker containers, AWS, Kubernetes, you name it. We can ingest data from all over the environment, including many data sources that are integral to how modern organizations operate, but may be difficult to collect and analyze with the traditional solution or traditional SIEMs. And here we can see the power of Elastic. And the support for modern data source means that organization with a fast changing environment are especially well served by Elastic. If, for example, you want to move from technology to new technology, Elastic keep updating and keep supporting the new technologies, so it will be easy to move. These capabilities are also vital for team whose work extended beyond the outline of traditional security operation programs. It's work for above. Now let's see an overview or what we can see in the SIEM app. The SIEM app provides a curated experience for the SOC analytics and the threat hunters. to work with their security data that's been ingested into Elasticsearch. So we're gonna see in the demo details, but let me just highlight a few things. Here we can see in the SIEM, when we open it, we can see hosts, network, timelines. Also, I will talk about timelines in next slide. We can see also a case, how you can open in a case, new case, and document your hand. How you can see also the alerts from third party and so on. SIEM app also contain this new tools or interesting feature. It's Timeline Event Explorer. Fundamentally, I mean, a timeline fundamentally change the way analysts work with their data. It's contain the data are ordered by time, and it's also easy to use. It's like just drag and drop. You don't need like other solution or other technologies. You don't need to be comfortable or to learn about their query language or programming language. You don't need anything. You just have a mindset of threat hunting, or you just need what you want to search, and it will be easy, just drag and drop. Multi-index search also supported here. You can search in a multi-indices, not only one. You can, for example, you have winlog bit index, you have file bit index, you have packet bit index. You can use timeline, or you can create one timeline for all the indices. It's also annotation and the comments. We can add the comments on our investigation here inside the timeline. It's also formatted event views and persistent storage. Integrated anomaly detection. All SIEM workflows are built around a set core capabilities, including event collection and the ability to search, correlate, and analyze security information and events. Today, the threat detection and the incident response workflow dominates the SIEM, or dominates the SIEM use cases. Elastic SIEM provides automated threat detection through the use of Elastic Alerting, aka Watcher, and anomaly detection with Elastic Machine Learning. So you need just to ship your data and enable this machine learning job, and also you can create your own alerts based on detection engine or on the Watcher. Elastic Machine Learning provide a growing set of configured machine learning jobs based on a solid threat detection experience. Use the data transforms to aggregate and measure raw data to feed feature for analysis. Create a meta job to analyze alerts, or the score of those alerts is going up compared to the norm. Okay, SIEM and app. Integration with the SIEM, the SIEM with the Elastic Map. It will show source and destination of geolocation of network data. So all the network data that contain source and destination, like IP source, IP destination, TLS handshake or DNS, or any kind of network data that contain source and destination, we can see directly in the map, and also we can use a filter directly to filter maybe geopoint, or to filter whatever. It's interactive, response to filter and allow setting filters. Beyond the use of the curated dashboard and solution we provide, the entire security team can use Elastic to build a dashboard for live data or KPIs. Different infographics need to the organization, and and the risk that are most important. So it's not only for the SIEM or for the security part, it's not only the SIEM or Elastic Endpoint Security. We have also, we are able to use the other features of Elastic Stack, like Discover to search for or to run our queries. We can use also dashboards to build our own or our custom dashboards. Not only that, we are also Elastic also investing in the development of the community ecosystem around the Elastic SIEM through a partner and other relationship. Elastic works with vendors, open projects, and the community of users to bring security analytics SIEM and the threat hunting use case to life. Open source projects. So as you can see in the left or in the bottom left, the different open source projects that are using Elastic Stack as the heart of this open source project. We have RockNSM. We have also the help of Roberto Rodriguez. They are using Elastic Stack. Also Sigma. Sigma, it's a platform to allow us to, for example, use alerts or use detection alerts from or to transform from language to language or from technology to another technology, like from QRadar or from Splunk directly to Elastic. So Elastic is also supported. You can convert or transfer the other alerts from other technologies. Let's start with a look at Elastic Endpoint Security and what it's bringing to the party. As I mentioned before, before it was Elastic Endpoint Security, it was Endgame, or it's like a company, and it's joined the Elastic last year. Elastic Endpoint Security enable us to perform prevention, detection, and response, all with one agent across nearly the entire scope of typical IT systems. So we can install this agent on Windows, Mac OS, or Linux with the different versions. So we will not face any problem, or we will not have any blind spots about our host. Endgame, one of the leaders in a security market. I joined, as I said, the stack last year to enforce the Elastic security solution. Elastic Endpoint Security, it's antivirus, but it's way more powerful, not only like simple antivirus, and we're gonna see what's the difference. Some of our top endpoint concerns, like ransomware or phishing and malware. Let me highlight a few interesting things. Elastic Endpoint block ransomware behavior before disk encryption. It doesn't make any sense if you block ransomware after the encryption. It's for Endgame. It's a block this ransomware before the disk encryption. Offer Mac and Linux a party with Windows. So as I mentioned before, it's we can install it and deploy it inside Windows, Linux, and Mac. Block 99% of ransomware and has less than 1% of false positive. Has no requirement for agent connectivity. The prevention engine runs locally wherever the system may be, or and whenever the badness is executed. So this agent or this endpoint, the agent that we're gonna install in the endpoint will work independently. So it's not need like other solution that need any network connection with a server or something like this. The key differentiator. So the protection, it's not based on the signature. It's not like the traditional antivirus. It's have like database of signature, and when you have malware, we see the signature or the hash and see if it exists. So here you can generate an alert. So for Elastic Endpoint, it's not based in the signature, and it's customizable for your environment. You can customize it, and whatever you want to detect, to block, for example, you can you can specify the you can, for example, have a whitelist or a blacklist where you for example need to block different IP addresses or block different sources, websites, and so on. And also it's provide or it's use a different platform like MITRE or VerseTotal to enrich our detection and help us to do the investigation easily. So this is a quick snapshot. This snapshot is coming from the end game, but we can see the same dashboard, and we can do the same with the new version of the Elastic Stack. I think 7.10. You can see the same in Kibana. And this quick snapshot of Endgame Manager detail a series of actions taken by a particular nicely little Office macro. As you can see, guys, here, let's see or focus in the resolver. We have relational, so we have an executable PowerShell here. It's start a new. As you can see, the relation between the executable things. So we have the malware. It starts with a PowerShell, and the PowerShell run a new executable file, and the new one also run a new executable file, and so on. So when we open an alert, we for the response part, we can do many things. We can kill the process. We can quarantine the host. We can delete it from the machine, and also we can download it in our environment to do reverse engineering or to do more investigation. We have the path, and also the results or the alerts are enriched by MITRE attack. We can see here the tactics, and also we have the link to the MITRE directly to give us permission to get more details about these techniques and help us to do the investigation and so on. Information security and risk management, guys, are human problems and requires human skills, creativity, and intuition to keep on the top of the heap. The very best thing we can do is empower our teams and be more effective, whether it's providing analysis to ability to do the investigation or to do the detection and so on. I hope you have some new ideas for how the security team can use Elastic. Now I will move to a demo and show you Elastic SIEM in the Kibana, and we're gonna do like a quick demo or walking through the different parts of the Elastic SIEM. Give me just a second to share my screen. You can see my screen, right?
ايوه محمد واضحه.
Good. Okay, so this is when, as I said before, we don't need any extra work. When you install Kibana, you will be able to see directly the SIEM app. here in the left, it's contain like some new information and update from the Elastic. It's like a useful one, or if they release new detections or any training webinars, they will share it here. The first one, or the first part, we're gonna see the alerts. As you can see here, I don't have any alerts. And this is like the alerts generated by our Elastic SIEM. And also we can configure our Elastic SIEM to receive external alerts. Here we are receiving many alerts from Sericata. The next here, we can see the different events, all the events. And we can see here we have DNS, HTTP, MongoDB, we have TLS, we have different others. And here we have two different parts. We have host events and we have network events. And here it will show us the different source of the event, from where it's come or who sent this host event. We have audit bits. When we click, we have more detail about a different type of event. We have the number and the percentage of the event. Endpoint security, we didn't receive any information. From the file bits, we are receiving this number of events from system module. And if we, for example, enabled any other module, it will be specified here, like another module. Here we are enabling only system module. For the network, we see a packet bits. We have DNS, flow, TLS, and so on. Like it's make it easy, and if you see just to have an overview or to have an information about the stack from where you are collecting, who send more data, and yeah, it will help. Also, you are, I think, or I believe, you are comfortable with overview. I will not talk about how to run a KQL query here, or how to add a filter with a time range and so on. I will move to the host and see what we have as detail inside the host. Give us just a second. Okay, cool. So here we see the number of hosts. You just come here and see how many hosts you have. The number of also of authentication, how many success and fails, and it's given information. For example, how many brute force attack we are receiving, or how many fails authentication that we have in our platform or in our environment. Unique IP, also source and destination, and here we have all the host names. And yeah, we can. This is like a general view, but we can, for example, if we want to see the authentication, we can come here and see how many failed authentication we have. And here we have more detail, each user, how many success authentication, and how many failures. And for the security, it give or it make a lot of sense when we see failures here. And if we see many failures, and after that we see one success authentication, that means that the attacker can provide or can do a brute force attack, and he can, or he is inside our or he's able to authenticate. So here it gives us information, and also we have more detail about the source. Also, it's give us information if the authentication are locally or through the network. It gives us more details. And common process here also it's based on the behavior of the host, of the user. If, for example, this host starts incoming process. We can see it here with all the detail when the last comment that it's run, the user that run this incoming process, and so on. Anomalies, also it's the same with the incoming process. It gives us which job detect this anomaly, and on which host name, and more detail. Events, we saw events in the overview, and we can do some filtering, or the how we show the data based on the event action or the data set or the module, whatever you want to do here. The external alerts, we know, or we saw in the overview, that we are receiving external alerts from Suricata. We can come here and even we saw what we have here, or directly here, or we saw before. We saw before the timeline. Let me just open it here. And I mentioned before that the timeline does not need anything. It's just a drag and drop. You can just drag here the alerts and do your investigation. Here we drag in this alerts, and we can we can have, like here, more details, and we can, for example, drag the for example, the host name or the agent host name. We can use it. Yeah, it's just drag and drop. You can add, guys, here notes. For example, if you are working with a team and you want to start an investigation, or you want to start something and you want to share it with the team, you can write it here, your notes, and save it. And who will come next and read the notes or starts the same investigation that you started, he will be able to see your notes. Okay, let's see the network. It's similar to host, but here we have the map. We can see the source and destination of the network network data, like here, IP source, IP destination, and we can do some filtering. And we talked earlier also that we can run, or we can run, or in the SIEM, we can use multiple indices. So as you can see here, we are using audit bit, file bit, packet bit, and you can add your custom indices. So here we have also, like here, a global information about the network traffic in our inside our infrastructure, or inside our company. We are seeing network events, unique flow IDs, TLS handshake, DNS, and we can specify, or we can see in detail DNS traffic, HTTP, TLS, and so on. So here also you can start the timeline. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay. We can, for example, select the country. We can select the country. We can select, for example, the host or the source. We can select the destination, and doing our investigation here. And it's the same. It will give us the permission to add nodes and so on. Even we start a timeline like this, or we can come here directly and create a new timeline and do the investigation. Also, we have a case. We can create like it's like a case management. You can, when you have alerts and you want to, for example, start an investigation, you can create a case and assign it to you or to one of your engineers and start the investigation. Okay, I think that's all from my side. We can maybe jump to your questions if you have. إسماعيل.
ايوه محمد، اول شيء الله يعطيك العافيه صراحه، يعني سيشن مميزه. الامانه انا اول مره اطلع على الكابابيلتيز الموجوده في الاستيك سكيورتي، وفعلا شيء مميز صراحه.
I wanna add one thing.
تفضل.
We talked earlier with me and Ismail. If you want to learn maybe more about the Elastic SIEM, or if you are interested to implement it or to do or to learn more, we can schedule another meeting and do like workshop or and do like something practice, not only overview or introduction. We can dive deeply and we see a use case or schedule another meeting or other workshop to do a workshop or to do something more advanced. Go ahead.
الله يعطيك العافيه محمد، بالعكس يعني نحن نتشرف تكون معنا. في سؤال من الاخ علي. اخ علي، اذا بتحب انت تسال السؤال بشكل اوضح، كانه انا فهمت انه هل ممكن نراقب اليوزرز اللي عم يدخلوا على كيبانا من خلال الاستيك سيم؟ يعني مثل كانه انترنال مونيتورنج، يعني الاستيك يراقب نفسه، صح اخ علي؟ ايوه بالضبط. فايش رايك محمد؟
ممكن تعيدنا السؤال؟
الان انت لو عندك يوزرز على كيبانا، تمام، يعني مسوين يوزرز على كيبانا، هل بقدر من خلال السيم الاستيك سيم انه انا اراقب اليوزرز اللي عم يدخلوا على كيبانا وبسووا اكشنز؟ مثلا واحد حذف اندكس، ضاف اندكس، ضاف يوزرز، كل الاكشنز ان جنرال يعني.
Yes, you can see it. You can monitor your cluster, and in the monitoring you can see all the action inside the cluster. Who the user who does, for example, who add the new indices or who delete indices. You can monitor that.
ممتاز. طب انا عندي سؤال محمد حول الاوبن سورس فيرجن اللي بيشتغل عليه الاستيك سيم. الفيتشرز اللي حكيتها هل هي مع الاوبن سورس ولا بعضها تحتاج لايسنس ولا كلها اوبن سورس؟ ممكن تعطينا شويه تفاصيل اذا في امكانيه؟
Okay, to be honest, Ismail, some features are to be able to or to enable the machine learning jobs. You need a license. Okay, for the machine learning, or you can we can share the astaghfirullah, matrix, who is free or included in the free version, and who is not included in the free version. I can share it later with you, and we can share it with the team to give all the details, what we have in the open source and what we don't have it, what we need to buy it from Elastic.
واضح واضح. في حدا عنده يا اخوان اي سؤال حول الاستيك سيم؟ طيب في انا كان سؤال حول لوج ستاش وفلوين دي. السؤال كان انه هل انه لوج ستاش كيلد باي فلوين دي؟ طبعا حسب علمي يعني ما هو كيلد. فلوين دي هو واحد من الاوبشنز اللي موجوده اللي بتستخدم عشان مونيتورنج اللوجز، كولكتنج اللوجز، حتى مش مونيتورنج، كولكتنج اللوجز. لوج ستاش وفلوين دي خلينا نقول انه كومبيتيتور في السوق، ولكن ما بنقدر نقول انه هو كيلد باي فلوين دي. يمكن واحده من الميزات اللوج ستاش انه هو انتجريتد بيلت ان مع الالاستيك ستاك، وبياخذ كل الفيتشرز اللي بتيجي مع الاستيك ستاك. فلوين دي واحده من الميزات اللي فيه انه بيرسل اوتبوت، جزء من الاوتبوت، او بيرسل اوتبوت الى الاستيك سيرش. انا ما بتوقع انه هو يعني فلوين دي راح يموت لوج ستاش، ولكن قد يكون واحد من الخيارات الموجوده في الماركت مثل ياجر، مثل التولز الثانيه اللي يعني بتدعم الماركت فيما يخص اللوج مونيتورنج.
Let me also, Ismail, add one thing. Fluentd does not support ECS by default or Elastic Common Schema. And for example, if you want to use SIEM, if you send your data directly without using this mapping thing, I mean elastic command schema, you will not be able to use the SIEM. data لازم تكون data تاعك لازم تكون in ECS.
واضح. طيب احد عنده اي سؤال؟ طبعا السيشن ان شاء الله راح نرفعه على يوتيوب ونحط الURL على الميت اب جروب ونرسله على الجروب الواتس باذن الله. لو احد عنده اي سؤال لاحقا ممكن يتواصل مع الاخ محمد على الجروب على الميت اب. جاهز ان شاء الله. محمد تفضل.
Just want to mention about WhatsApp group. Ahmed, can you mute yourself?
ايوه محمد.
Sorry, I just want to mention or highlight the WhatsApp. There is a group. You can maybe all of you are in the group, but maybe from my network, there is or to my network, there is an interesting group in WhatsApp, Elastic بالعربي. اسمعي, can you share it here in the chat?
ايه اكيد. لحظه شوي.
It's interactive and useful group. You can share your thoughts or questions there, and also the Elastic community Slack. Also, it's very useful. You can ask your questions, or if you want to learn more, you can join also this the Slack group.
الجروب اللينك الخاص بالواتس صار موجود على الشات.
Yes, Ahmed, we have case management in the SIEM, and you can use it. Yes.
حلو ممتاز.
Yeah, they maybe introduce it in version 7.8 or 7.9. I'm not sure, but it's inside the SIEM.
طيب اي سؤال اخر؟ طيب محمد تحب تضيف اي شيء اخير قبل ما ننهي السيشن؟
Okay, we have another question from Ahmed. How easy is it to parse to ECS without support? Okay, so you can use Logstash. You read your logs or your input. There is many ways to do that, but you can read your logs via Logstash, and in the filter or in the transformation part, you can transform your field name to ECS. For example, like we saw in the presentation, instead using SRC IP or SRC underscore IP or your custom field, you use the source.ip. You can go to, let me just share the link. Elastic
بس لو تسمح لي محمد جوابا على الاخ احمد، بلوجستاش في يعني خلينا نقول سكريبتنج لانجويج اسمها جروك، ممكن تستخدمها اللي هي خلينا نقول بتحل محل الريجولار اكسبريشن somehow.
Yes, I sent you the link of the ECS. It's open source. You can also share your thoughts or your feedback, or you can maybe contribute with it. Okay, you got it. Any other question, guys?
اتوقع it's done. طيب محمد معناها ان شاء الله ننتظر يعني السيشن الجاي
ان شاء الله.
وان شاء الله يعني تكون يعني بليفل اعلى ان شاء الله. الاخ احمد عم بيقول link to built-in security rules. البيلت-in security rules حول elastic search اخي احمد ولا حول ايش بالضبط؟ detection rules.
Let me just share. Yes, there is the repo, the GitHub repo of the detection rules. You will find it here. Give me just a second. Yes, there we go.
محمد انت حطيت نفسها تبعية الاي سي اس.
Oh, sorry.
detection rules. ايوه.
Ahmed, if you have more questions, we are in.
احمد عاجب عم يسأل كيف ممكن يسوي ريستور باك اب للداتا؟ هل بإلاستيك سيم سكيورتي موديول في شيء ريستور وباك اب ولا هو نفسه
No, it's included in the when you take, for example,
سناب شوت؟
snapshot. Yes, I forget the name. When you take snapshot, it will take everything with it, so it's included. Or you can export on JSON format and import it later when you upgrade or when you do what you want to do.
اخي احمد فقط للاضافه في ميزه من خلال كيبانا بتقدر تدخل على كيبانا بالمانجمنت بارت في شيء اسمه سناب شوت باك اب اند ريستور وفي شيء اسمه سناب شوت بامكانك تاخذ باك اب عن كامل الانفايرمنت او عن اجزاء معينه وطبعا الريستور بيكون كمان من خلال كيبانا او من خلال الكوماند لاينز. ان شاء الله تكون الاجابه يعني كافيه.
If you have any other questions, feel free to ask in WhatsApp or Slack. We're trying to answer you. شكرا اسماعيل، بارك الله فيك.
العفو، شكرا يا محمد، شكرا لك. وشكرا لجميع الحضور وشكرا للاخوان اللي تفاعلوا معنا بالاسئله، وان شاء الله بنحط اليوتيوب URL باسرع ما يمكن. شكرا محمد والسلام عليكم ورحمه الله.